And just like that, Legacy Motorsport decides they're going to go from Chevrolet to Toyota. An interesting conversation happened on this week's Race Chat Live. Listen in as.
Speaking of going to Toyota, how about the breaking news today? I don't know if y'all seen this coming or not. I think that at the beginning of the week, my conversation about Legacy Motorsports would be, what the hell happened? Now it may make a little bit more sense of what the hell has happened. This could have been in the works all season long and cut manufacturing support from Chevrolet. There has been a downgrade in Legacy Motorsports since the name change. Since Jimmy Johnson came on board, I think that with Jimmy Johnson's name being at the top of the helm, this is a story right out of Tony Stewart's playbook. Holy heck. Like, Jimmy Johnson is going to own a field of cars that are racing Toyota engines. Let that sink in, Taz Taylor. Oh my God, Taz, what do you feel about this? I mean, I think it's awesome. Like, I'm glad to see Toyota expanding. I'm glad that they see the writing on the wall that you can't have all the eggs in one basket. I am glad that Eric freaking Jones is coming back home to where he belongs. Now Noah Gregson is too. Jimmy Johnson, though, and Toyota, I would have never guessed it. I would have never guessed Stuart Haas and Ford. So, please, Taz.
So, in terms of the team, if you take away Jimmy Johnson, actually, I should take away Richard Petty in a sense, too. I feel like outside of those two, I'm not really surprised, I should say, because, as you mentioned, Eric Jones and Noah Gregson have been with Toyota in the past. Obviously, Jones with JGR. Gregson was with Kyle Busch Motorsports. I don't know if he got Xfinity racing through Toyota. I could be wrong.
No.
But either way, he was still with Toyota. So it's not like those two drivers are going. So it's not like those two drivers are going into strange territory. They're going to go back to familiar territory. I do feel like where the shocking part is in Jimmy Johnson, and if Petty still has any sort of ownership stake in the team.
He does not have any ownership in the team at all.
Okay.
That's already been disclosed. But he is a figurehead at the race shop. But this is typical this is typical of Richard Petty, though. This is typical Richard Petty moves. This is what Petty's done throughout his entire racing career and ownership, but he's not an owner of this race team. He is only a figurehead.
So, now you put it that way, he was with Ford with Almirola before switching to Chevy. So, I could see the manufacturer change not be entirely shocking, really, on the Petty part, but it's mainly in the Jimmy Johnson part, because Johnson's always been with Chevy for as long as I know of.
Right, and that's what I found most interesting was Jimmy Johnson jumping shit.
I mean, yeah, with IndyCar, with him and Ganassi, they had Honda, but I mean, outside of that, the whole thing just seems shocking to me. Like, I will still be a supporter of Legacy Motor Club because of Johnson. I'm not going to be one of those people that said, oh, Johnson's going over to Toyota, we're going to hate on Johnson and blah, blah, blah. No. It's kind of like one of those deals where if you're a St. Louis Rams fan that moved to L.A., if you're a true Rams fan, you're going to stick with them regardless of where they are, kind of like a relocation.
Very good point. Very good point, Taz, because you want to see the success of the organization. And obviously Jimmy Johnson knows that he cannot be a successful operation buying equipment from Hendrick. Hendrick will not allow Jimmy to be as good as Jimmy wants to be within that organization because everything that he gets, he has to inherit from who? Jeff Gordon and Rick Hendrick. I'm there with Jimmy, paving the path for Legacy Motorsports to be successful. You have two very talented drivers. Eric Jones, Noah Gragson. There's a lot of talent between those two. There is no reason in the world why those two drivers are running 20th and on back, 30th. There's no reason why Noah Gragson finishes last place every damn race. Jimmy Johnson is making a bold move here. He's making a straight and narrow move, and this is going to keep Legacy Motorsports around for a very, very long time.
Now, one thing I do want to add in is TRD, Toyota Racing Development, has made it clear that with Legacy Motor Club heading over into 2024, people have asked if there is going to be any sort of like leniency in terms of how much will they give to Gibbs 2311 in Legacy, and people feel like they're going to give like 90% of, well, I don't really want to say 90. I should say more like 75, percent of stake to Joe Gibbs, and then give like 15% to 2311, and then Legacy kind of gets whatever's left over, pretty much. According to what's being told from Toyota, that's been put out already, Toyota will give everybody their each own plate in equal plates. So, like, Gibbs will get 33%, Legacy will get their 33%, and Legacy Motor Club will get 33%. They're not going to show any strong leniency towards one team over the other, because they want to. They're seeing it as an expansion, obviously, and
right.
They want to see Toyota as a whole, succeed against these Fords, these Chevys. And honestly, I think with them expanding too, this becomes a head turner in terms of super speedway races, because we always sit here and think, where's Toyota going to go?
Outnumbered.
Toyota's always outnumbered, and they have to play, do we go with the Ford game or the Chevy game? Now they can start playing the balancing game and play their own.
Now, I remember when Ford brought in Joey Logano, Brett Keselowski, of course, Stewart-Haas Racing, and you were like, wow, like Ford really bought into the star power. I see Toyota doing this, and I think that you have to look at what happened with Roush Fenway Racing, an organization that had 5 race teams, battled for championships every single year. Then they started signing 2-year deals with sponsorships, and drivers started leaving. Joe Gibbs Racing right now, with the loss of Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr. on the end of his career, Denny Hamlin, obviously a big question mark of whether or not he'll finish out his career at JGR or at 2311. All of a sudden, Joe Gibbs Racing doesn't look as solid as what they used to, right? Now there's questioning into the management of Joe Gibbs Racing with the passing away of Joe Gibbs' second son. Who will carry the organization into the future? Toyota obviously sees that this is an issue and is trying to make right to protect their investment.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel like